Yet another episode of the Dawning Experience with Chami Moroke. Today, go go nna interesting, go tlo nna monate. And I think you guys know gore ha go te ra rura rura, re ra eng. And I've got the guy today. We want to enjoy this conversation here today. Re mo tsebe gore, who is this guy? Ke mang guy o ntse a re rura rurisa o? But anyway, before we get into that, let me just remind you that this production is brought to you by Dream Stream Studios. All you have to do is just get in touch with us. Just dial the number that is appearing right now and also get into our socials. That's TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So wala, dumela le kae? E motho wa re ruri, o kile bona nna ke Motswana, rrr, ke mathata. Ke mathata. I'm like, yo, re tlo e etsa kang kae?
But don't worry, I'm here. Don't worry, I'm here. Ask me anything. Don't worry.
I love the fact that ore ask mbona ke ready. How can you bona the question more?
Mara not some jolo can be like
Why
content that I
let's have a
create.
You know, everybody who comes is like, please don't ask me that. Please. How are you, my brother?
I'm all good. I can't complain. I'm all
No,
good.
that's so amazing. I'm so glad you are here.
No, you guys for calling me to be here. Remember that, you guys, because I didn't even expect you guys to WhatsApp me or anything like that.
Dude, I was
So nice
nervous.
boom,
I was even
WhatsApp.
nervous when I was texting, like, should I send a text or email? But no, email have a respond. Like, let me just.
And my thing was, I don't have someone who does my PR.
Okay.
So I'm asking myself, Mara, ke mang amo feeling the phone numbers? But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Whoever gave you my numbers, I'm so glad. Look at me now.
Guys, na ke research. Guys, na, ke na le skills se sengwe, just go in there.
Please keep it going.
Ne?
Please keep
But
it
I'm
going.
glad ke thotse wena direct. You know, with the PRs, guys, ke mathata.
True.
Yeah,
True.
It's a struggle to find you guys.
It is, because one thing I can tell you about PR that I've actually learned is the fact that sometimes you want your brand to be a certain way, but once you start communicating it with someone, they take their own narrative of whatever story you told them, and then they go and pass it to someone else, and someone else sees you in a different light than how you want them to see you.
Not
really. That's why they say with you, when you have money, you'll get the right PR.
Yeah, invest in a good PR actually.
True.
Abutaka, let's get into who is MalumFoodie. You know how I'm like, okay, MalumFoodie ki mang, his name, so that re go itse.
Okay, I go by the name of MalumFoodie on social media, but I was born as David Obakeng Patrick Mahlangu.
David.
So thing is, when I was growing up, my dad decided to yena ana ngwana wa Motswana.
Hi bo.
I remove the name Obakeng and then put it this name.
Sekgowa.
From Sekgowa to Sekgowa.
I'll be happy.
I think maybe he was probably thinking when he puts two names more surname, then I would come up with like a better accent, like a British accent. But
you know. Okay, so o guy.
I grew up between Hammanskraal and Soshanguve. My family resides in Hammanskraal, and then my aunt would usually take me at the school holidays. She wouldn't budge. She would be on some school holidays. You come to my place, Soshanguve. So I grew up in Hammanskraal in a very tiny village called Mokgogelo. The funniest thing for they call it small Giani. That's how diverse Pretoria is in general.
Wow. You know something I noticed, like, what the languages, and it was like so amazing. Do wena o mokai simple.
Mahlangu mrungu mkwezana makhosha mnyama wanyama yakhanya. Basically I'm Ndebele.
I get to know it.
Basically I'm pure Ndebele. My mom ke Nguni also Ndebele, Mapena. My dad ke Mahlangu, and also their parents then Ndebele. So I'm like 100% Ndebele.
Wow, because kutile content I'm like, wow.
Yo, guys, Ndebele, it's one of those languages that it doesn't actually, really? Like growing up, obviously your family will take you to their family, relatives whatsoever. So because of Nake Hotsekosko Pretoria, and then Kebulela Pitori too much, and I was very fluent, and Lino Kesali fluent, not what I was. I'm still, so I'm still fluent Pitori. So whenever I go there, my relatives would make a mockery out of it. But it wasn't a thing intentional. It was a thing already discovering a new language. Izala, say it again. And then you keep on saying it,
Yeah.
and they keep on laughing. And then I stopped. I was like, you know what, Dad, Mom, sharp, let sala le di relatives tsa lona. Nah, I think I'm comfortable here. But only now I'm starting to want to learn it even more.
Wow.
And embracing it even more. So whenever you hear me on TikTok saying something or on social media, just know I rehearsed it like 10 times.
Wow. Kanti nanti ke re motho o e shapa nje kanti o itse keng rehearsals.
Uphuma siyaphuma isiNdebele mara sinesikhathi sakhona yabo.
Guys, go fa le nguteng sona bona siNdebele Seswati bona those two languages anyway re tla fitla. I want us to get into the love of cooking.
Nah.
Because when o tumme ka ntho tseo o motholo wa di thipa wa di eng and hapo na le ex ba re ke Rosemary. Lerato le la wa peya le thomile kae?
It's quite complicated actually, because growing up, I wouldn't say with my parents or my mom to be specific and my sisters didn't know how to cook, but it was one of those things. And then they would buy the magazines and whatnot, and I would see the food so good magazine and then try to compare it. And it was a thing like contrast the you're thinking salad, and then when you see it on the magazine, and then when you see salad, mayonnaise, coleslaw, cool. Mayonnaise, baked beans. You're like, but what's happening here?
But guys, it's salad.
No, it's not. It's not. So it was one of those things, and I told myself, growing up, I just want to know how to cook. And then I went to high school. As soon as I got to high school, I went to like your normal schools, like government schools. And then there was this thing called home economics. Yes, I wanted to do it, but our streams were very rigid. You couldn't choose like per subject. They already designed subjects for you. So I wanted to also do math and science plus biology. And then when I wanted to add home economics, they were like, no. So I had to prioritize. And I told myself, you know what? One of the good days, I'll study culinary or something else. And then fast forward, I got a bursary at Stellenbosch to go study food science. But then because of my family, I'm not from like your uber ultra rich or middle class or whatnot. It was one of those families that they were trying so hard to provide for us. So they gave me an option whether to take an internship that I got or to just waltz myself come Stellenbosch. But peanut butter like 365 days of my schooling. So I had to make a hard choice, and then I left it as it is, and then I went to study aircraft maintenance engineer. So it's just being a technician. It has a fancy name. It's just me being a technician. Nothing fancy.
No, I think
you understand? Survival guys, like we need to survive. Like hard. Surviving is hard. So I had to choose that. And then as time went, it was one of the things I chose a career kamara sesole military. So once you are in and then you're still studying, they do everything for you. Your laundry, they cook for you and whatnot. They want you to just focus on whatever you are there for. And we used to have this thing called surprise breakfast or surprise dinner, because you don't know what you're going to expect when you go to the dining hall. So already with a surprise whatever. And then I would get annoyed because sometimes they undersalt it, sometimes they oversalt it, sometimes it's just blend, blend. Then fast forward again, go Makado, and then go Makado. I was in a tiny room. It's not tiny. I think it's as big as this room. Ne? But we were not allowed to have certain things because remember the cockroaches. And then you are sharing like an entire building with other people. So they were always telling us, please don't have stoves and whatnot. And plus, you know how reckless some people are at times. So no bomber buildings about. So I told myself, you know what, guys, me, when I come back to Pretoria, I just want to be myself when it comes to cooking. And I did exactly that. Coming back, I went to stay to Barking at my other family house, Mososhanguve. Then as soon as I got there, I started wanting to know how to cook. I had to teach myself how to cook. I had to teach myself how to buy ingredients and all of those. And remember, when you start and then you're doing this for yourself, it's no longer about ingredients, but grocery.
I mean,
So
And
it was one of those
iyadura.
true. It was one of those things. And then you learn, and then hosno fetso learn
Ke tsa gago.
yeah,
Yeah.
you need to have them. Like when you do like food that's not according to standard, or that's just pure KAK, then you're like,
Yes.
hey, I need to do this because this is your money at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
it is.
And I've learned from there. And then my niece came and stayed with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hans and Nalina, we experienced COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So during COVID, I would cook for her.
Oh.
Ha saya sekolong, 5 days ke saya spanning, and then yeah, 5 days as saya sekolong. I would be on some breakfast in bed, and then later on, just to check up on her, with what studies, is she keeping up with her studies and whatnot. The only way I could do it, I could monitor it, it was through cooking for her.
Yeah.
And then she would be on some Malum. Do you understand that every time I carry your captain to school,
Skolo.
they always ask me, who cooked for you? I'm like, and my sister would be on some on the reels. Like even people ask me, who cooked for you? And then once I say you, they're like, no, there's no way. Like there's no way. And she told me to go on TikTok. I was like, nah, TikTok, no. Yeah, I had dancing challenges. Like I'm too old for that. And she was like, no, please be open-minded and try. And then I went there and I did like 2 videos, and then they were never like all good. And then I did the Jägermeister wings, and then it blew up. And then even how I explained things, the kind of ingredients that I put in, people were so intrigued. They were like, Mara, we're not going to. But now for the longest time, I thought I was cooking mediocre food.
Yeah.
But people were like, morena, wa rura mo. Rura, serious. So that's the entire journey of me and food. But what sparked it the most is people who don't know how to cook. Funny how. Funny how.
No, guys, I can cook.
Funny how, like, I get people saying, Wuti, no, I love cooking because of Jamie Oliver. I love cooking because of whoever and ever. I love cooking because of my niece or whoever. But for me, it was one of those weird things whereby, like, I would want to know how to cook. Because I told myself I deserve good and delicious things in life. The soft life of things. Yeah. So like, guys, because that's one thing, Lauren, it was problematic in my life. I needed to change it by all means. Take a piece, take the baked beans, the mayonnaise.
Mara guys, it's a baked beans, but it's fine. So e go nkile nako e kana ka go bona go ya, it's thinking wa itse go apeya, wa e bona go ya, tse ke tsone.
When they say, Wuti, believing in yourself will change everything for you. People around me would constantly tell me, Wuti, Obakeng, you know how to cook. Believe in yourself. And the numbers on TikTok, they were shooting up. And I would always wait for comments from the professional chefs and professional cooks. But when they come, these people will come onto my DMs and tell me, Wuti, I'm inspired. I'm on my 3rd year culinary school. Someone would be on some, I'm done with my culinary school. But still, I'm inspired. And I would ask them, what gets you inspired? Are how you cook, even how you present them. I'm like, what, guys? Are you being for reals? And then I started trying to have self-confidence when it comes to my cooking. And then only last year, I started believing fully with MalumFoodie.
No, man, I've
got
this.
Do this. Yeah.
Even the way you speak, you know how I explain that the more video into how wa utlo no motho o na le passion. Go explain ha go wena rosemary. No, e yang offender o re ke ex ha o go ntseng rosemary.
No, you know what? For the longest time, I've seen people explaining their recipes, or I've seen like a lot of cooking shows. There was never a point whereby they would bring the funniness of cooking into their cooking. So I wanted to change all of that. I wanted to be not super, super funny guy, because I'm not super, super funny, but I've always wanted people to be comfortable with cooking. Because once you put in humor in a lot of things, people then know how to understand your things, or they then know how to emulate whatever you're doing or whatsoever. And I've realized that when it comes to cooking, the more serious you are, the more you're going to intimidate a lot of people. Yeah. Because Jamie intimidates us all. Ramsey, worse, you understand? But imagine if they were funny guys like your Kevin Hart cooking. Yeah, it was going to be interesting and very easy to do it. So hence, saying Rosemary the extra. Because I want you to... I want you, when you go to the grocery store, oh, I'm looking for this, rosemary
Yes.
extra MalumFoodie. You understand? So that it can be quick in your
Yeah.
mind, or it, and then also know or oirang ka yona.
Exactly.
So it was one of those things.
O tswela go ba bang ne ba sa itse, mara because of wena ke mo.
I think I was also one of those people because I do a
Yeah.
lot of research. When I cook, I do a lot of research. In as much as I'm not a professional person, but what I do a lot of research because I've realized with a lot of people depending on me for the good meals they cook in their kitchens. So if I'm gonna do
Yeah.
mediocre food or things that I didn't do thorough research upon, you're not to a lot of people are also gonna do mediocre stuff.
Wa e bona?
Yeah.
So being a content creator, yes, we explain le gore itse ke ntse go le monate go le yana. Ke a tlo kena moya, I saw this little child, a girl. You know, ke bone a go etsisa and all that. I was like, I wonder how are you feeling looking at this young girl a go etsisa and all that. Lerato leo le yang.
Yo,
Leo le
guys,
kry-ang.
I never get used to it. Like, I totally never get used to it. Like, coming here, I was so hungry because I didn't have breakfast. So, kafeta go. Am I allowed to mention brand names?
You can.
Okay. Kajika go chicken again. So, ke kopela the loo. I'm like, can I have the loo? And then I go to the loo. Basala ban discuss. Oh, so, heketia order yaka, it gets
Wobo.
delayed. And I want to get pissed, but
Yeah,
I'm tired. I'm tired.
mm.
And then the other one was like, Kwena ne? And every time when people say Kwena ne, I go back, MalumFoodie's back again. Yeah, like, they started screaming and everything. And then Heki Jika Ketaya, there was this other construction guy, Ontifat, RXA, MalumFoodie. I'm like, wow. So I never get used to it. And when it comes and when it comes to kids, it's something else because bana all they see is your videos and whatnot.
Yes.
And sometimes I ask myself, Guti, the level of their understanding when it comes to cooking. It's
Mm.
like guy, but like I get it a lot. Like people
Yes.
would come to my comment and say, Guti, yo, MalumFoodie, wanaka o rata bang, yo, MalumFoodie this,
Yes.
MalumFoodie that. And when I went to see her, that kid, she was overwhelmed to a point whereby she cried, like super cried to a point where I told my people, guys, can we move so that Ngwana Akolo Sala Aliwan? The mom was like, nah, I think maybe we're too excited. And then they called the granny, and then like she couldn't believe it. Like she couldn't believe it. I was like, but I thought I was the guy. All over next door. You guys, like like even now when you guys call me, I was like,
Judy, o tsamaya le bo the big names. Go bona go le kae. So, re ka o shapa ka pomo jwang.
It's one of those things. I think when you are passionate about something and you don't gatekeep whatever you're doing, like it transcends to other people as love. And then when they give it back to you, because of you are doing out of your pure heart and the pure love that you have for whatever. Hey, it's more and a bag, it's times two. And then sometimes you can't even comprehend towards it. You like wanna shrink nyana. And they tell you, no, don't do that. You are the star here. I'm like, but guys, they always do that to me. And I don't get used to it. I wish I was one of those content creators. Because now I can't.
Like, before ke kena mo, ke batla kena mo, you know, o bontsha botho ba how there's something that I saw when bana ba sekolo, you know, the lunch, ba ikeletsa lunch, ba tla ka di. I saw you went wa ilo ba offera dijo.
I had to.
That was an amazing initiative. You know, lunch rona no itse go o tshwara boroto ka French le bone ba entse something different.
I had to, because one thing I liked about those kids, ke the fact that rona growing up ho ka tla ka nama ya bogo ba ke nama ya tlhogo le papa ko sekolong. Yo guys, rather o di latle. So when they were embracing this culture that we all shunned upon when we grow up, but later on we realized this is part of us. This is our culture. We need to embrace it. But when they started doing it at an early age. I had like wings and whatnot. They're like, no, MalumFoodie, we're not like that. Rona re shapele all this traditional food. Re nyaka traditional food. I'm like, now myself, I don't like cooking traditional food. So is stew meat part of traditional food according to you guys? But yeah, it's part of what we like. So I had to, because they were embracing this side that I always want to embrace when it comes to things. Just like when I chose to do things kaspitori. I was very aware of the fact that I'm not well spoken when it comes to English. I can't like articulate myself for the longest time when it comes to English, but yet that won't stop me from wanting to do what I wanted to do. It's one of those things, tailoring. I related to those kids when it comes to such things. And I was like, you know what, I need to cook for this kids.
It was amazing.
And I drove all the way from Social Nguve all the way to Val. I had to go to Val. Yeah.
Wow. Wa bona mara di blessings se dire yanong. Dire. Ha. No, it's mosebetsi o montle ona.
Oh, thank you
Tswella
so
o re.
much. Ne?
Ya multiply.
You think so?
Dire.
Where's the man, guys? I'm kidding.
Bona kanyane.
I'm kidding. You know, when I started all this thing, ne? I wish I had like a very close bond with my dad. Ne? And then my dad loves to cook. My dad is one of those people would see my mom doing something and then he would literally cook the entire dinner. Did you say I didn't know so to say, but the food is not
How
yummy.
did you?
But the effort. What did you Anna? My dad still does them to this day. My dad is
Wow.
turning 89 next year. But he still does all these little things. In as much as banally clash sabona as a couple. But those little things that dirang, bo ira dijana, bo wapi and whatnot. So I've always wanted to bond with my dad when it comes to cooking. Because I knew deep down in my mind where cooking makes people to bond better. I've seen it with my sisters when they're taking turns, when they were teaching each other how to cook and whatnot. I saw it and I loved it so much. I adored it. So I've always wanted to teach people how to cook so that they can go back and relate to their kids, their family, their wives, their husbands with food. Because food, like, they always bring the best memories ever. Our best memories are through food.
Love language.
Yeah, dijo is a love language. Yo, like, hana Christmas, first thing that comes into your mind, kidijo.
Kidijo.
Yeah,
Yes.
like that dinner we had, or that lunch, or that brunch.
The conversations there.
You understand? And then even how brands finesse us at times. They will be on some advert, but there's food somewhere lingering. Because food is like a very strong language that a lot of people understand.
As a content creator, you know, yesterday I saw something and it's like, good shot. Tomorrow I'm having a content creator. I need to ask him. So I've noticed a lot of content creators name ego. People are complaining. You know, there are certain people ba le gore kopana le ene o changeile and you know, I saw motho e le gore itse keng ya hana simula na le bo 10 likes now because na le 1 million likes and they change. What do you think about that? What's your take on the content creators baling root?
You know, guys, all this, I don't know what to call it, but I don't want to call it fame per se. But all this recognition, I got it when I'm old, guys. I'm old. I've passed my 20s. I'm in my early 30s. Yeah, I'm in my early 30s. And I understand a lot of things. I understand humility. I understand kindness. I understand tables can turn any time of the day, night, year, whatever. Like, I understand the ups and downs of bophelo in general. But when it comes to them, it's one of those things. You know, in your 20s, you always psych yourself, Guti, now I'm good, now I'm better, I deserve better. And once God blesses you with the level that they bless you with, and then you start thinking, Guti, you're better. You have so much to learn. I think it's one of those things whereby even our comment fields, if you look at content creators' comment field, they blow up our egos, guys. Like, they blow them to a point, what's you can get you on the chef as a mom's auntie, but when you are the best. And then if you read too much into it, it's gonna like take you somewhere else. Like, it's gonna take you to places where people will think you don't even deserve their attention, because now you feel like you are over there. So enough for now, it's one of those things. I thank God that I got all of this when I'm old and wiser. So I understand what I want out of it. In as much as, we all need recognition, because obviously when it comes to followers, it comes with recognition. So all of us want a milli following more than more. All of us, even you probably, you do wish for like 1 million subscribers on your YouTube channel. So, but once you get it, because of you've worked hard for it, and then you've learned, and then you're a bit wiser, then you would understand, you know what, all of this is just the beginning of better things. we all experienced this other lady who was on this other when we were growing up. Remember the it girl when we were growing up in our early 2000s? Some
Yes.
was it early 2000
Early
or
2000
yeah,
actually.
and she was on. I'll give you a meal just now.
Okay,
Okay, no.
yabona walla ebile no re, hey,
You
ya
understand?
lengpontshitse.
Alumponi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to be humble as a person.
Ne.
In as much as your inner ego will tell you, I'm fine,
Yeah.
but just stay humble. Because you just never know who's gonna support you,
True.
who's gonna want you to who's gonna give you opportunities, who's actually studying you as a person
Yes, because
and wants to give you a big paycheck.
Mm.
Because people are looking. In as much as we feel like people are not looking, people are looking, guys.
Ne.
They are looking all the time. I remember this other time koloi ya ka ya rola ke tsene ka mara shop ya rola ka re ntse ke sa ira handbrake fully, so he seno e rola I go there, take my car, I'm like koloi.
Yeah.
Then as I left he ke fitla he ke tsena ka mara TikTok, I see a DM someone MalumFoodie ke bone koloi ya ho e rola. What? So all of those things, people are looking, guys.
Yeah.
Like people are like they are forever looking,
Oh,
especially when and especially when it comes to us as content creators, like people are looking, and also you must understand, Hore, it's a very fickle industry. It's very fickle. It's
Yes.
very fickle. Once you start to understand that, then you wouldn't let your ego take over. You wouldn't.
You know, but one thing I love after seeing that post or comment that I saw yesterday, what the comment sectioning, people are like, the humble one, your name was there. I was like, wow, if only you guys knew who I'm hosting him the next day.
And I think it also goes with having a certain strategy, a coping mechanism. My coping mechanism is to laugh all the time. People will tell you, Obakeng laughs a lot. Sometimes it's not about me laughing because there's a joke in the room or anything like that. It's because of I'm trying to tone down my nerves. And remember, some other people, they've adapted weird coping mechanisms. Wakira, their weirdest coping mechanism, go rude to people. On Twitter, not today, guys. And then wakira vele, they are overwhelmed by the situation. And then their coping mechanism just kicked in. So thank God my coping mechanism is to laugh. Because every time people approach me, back with another segment. And then Heke Jahila just smile. And not pretentiously so. No, not pretentiously so, guys. But one of those things,
it happens.
It does a lot. It does.
Oh my God, because Nakoya Samaya again, I'm enjoying this conversation. Now I want us to get into the food combos. Katsoba chika kataba ya mayonnaise di back beans. But you know, since we go festive, what are the food combos that you can recommend? I can say maybe how about the kosolo, the butternut. What do you think?
Give me some kosolo.
The beetroot or something. I don't know.
Guys, for the longest time, I never liked beetroot. You know why? Because the tastier thing, I'm monad. But if it was nice, you would have enjoyed it.
True.
Guys, please, next time when you prepare that and beetroot, because I know this, because a lot of us prepare it. Sunning Hill.
Yeah.
There's a family somewhere, but busy ka beetroot ka festive. I'm not, no. Actually, my story is a positive one. So, nan talking about what Zion. Guys, get like a good quality olive oil.
Yeah.
Then mix it with your dill. Then mix it with a little bit of garlic. And then mix it with balsamic vinegar. And then hofeta chop le cucumber. Then you can boil or you can roast your what's this? Your beet. Then from there you mix it all together. The flavor etlangada.
That's
the thing about us. Like guys, in as much as people learn from MalumFoodie, but you know how many times I fight with people for certain things.
I remember there was a comment on no, now I like doing it this way. I'm like, you're like, okay. That day, I was like, wow. No, I love that response because the way and I prefer.
You understand? Because even I think it was yesterday where I did post a video. I was doing lamb, ne? So I did this red wine sauce, and then I tell them, I didn't have stock because this one it needs good quality stock, and then you're gonna have your sauce. And also I wanted mine to be a little bit thicker, so I mixed it with cheese cream. And then someone was like, MalumFoodie, I love you so much, but Haley cheese creamy. The only thing that I did was an emoji. You're still right. It's hard for other people to learn, but the more you learn, the more you get to understand. Just that when growing up, the basadi prepare with love or
That's the
variety.
thing.
Yeah, that's
But
the thing.
Gape, we know, I love the fact that we are learning to use other things, your herbs. You know, your norox body milestone. Let's be honest. So now we are incorporating tabazadi herbs. So guys,
There's this other one they love so much. I don't want to mention it, but Intitsem Kukunyana, so it has a guy's name.
I know it.
They love it. They love it. And when I go and shop for my groceries, and then I look at the spices and the herbs, sometimes I get the shop. They are so cheap as compared to Sela. Sela ngero ka re ke 5 rand or 6 rand.
That's why.
And then Ostella got her 1, 2. And then mo bekeng o ka re o wella ha 4. And then it's 15 rands. And then Naspa is sela se ke se rekileng. It's not like your best quality, but it's still good quality. And then Hostella mola Ostella hat 20. Give them 14 rand 99, 16 rand 99, something like that. And then people won't go for that because they don't want to learn.
So what do you want to see? Christmas
croissant. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding, guys.
So what's the best advice? Oh, guys, please go for this.
The best advice that I can tell people when it comes to working festive meals, just go for something that you're comfortable with.
Yes.
Number one. Warata coleslaw, it's good. Yes. Just go for it. But one thing, make sure that you are like a more family setting. You have your family. You are creating the best memories. Yes. When it comes to food, I know I said food, love language, and people are expecting me to give them these hoo-ha recipes for December and whatnot. But what matters the most, your family. Remember that 2020 we've lost a lot of people. Even now we're still losing a lot of people because of of whatever injection, yes. We don't want to talk about that one. But please just go and embrace your family. Look about embrace it's still fine.
Financially,
yeah, it is. Not babang. A lot of us now. Yo, guys, have you seen the price of petrol? Oh, can you not even talk about it?
That's why honore oxtail, but how about the visitors?
You lock the doors.
Yes.
Oxtail, you lock the doors. You throw out the keys and you enjoy
it.
Guys, as a neighbor, when you see your neighbor cooking oxtail or the aroma, just excuse yourself, just sleep. Pretend like you have sinuses.
Yeah.
Because it's quite expensive, guys. It's it's one of those meals whereby you need to enjoy it yourself. Yeah, not with someone else, not with your lover. Not with your friends, not with the director, producer. No. If the presenter over here would be like a oxtail, please excuse yourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, Obakeng, you know, you've been doing so well. I see you obitua kafale kamo in these interviews. How has it been going? Like, hey, man.
First thing first, all I tell myself, like I love being honest with myself, because once I start being honest with myself, somebody else won't make a mockery of whatever that's going on. Guys, I don't know how many times, even yesterday, I was like, okay, you need to polish your English. And the other brain of mine is on some, but even if you don't polish your English, they still want you there. Exactly. Just go and be yourself. Just say whatever you need to say, but make sure you stay out of vulgar words. Make sure you stay out of controversy and be yourself. Like, just bring in MalumFoodie, because people love MalumFoodie. Yes. If you are moody, tone down yourself, go there, enjoy yourself. That's all I do. That's all I do. I just go there, enjoy myself, get to know you through the questions that you're asking me, and make sure that I fill as many blanks as possible. Because when it comes to my TikTok, I don't say much about my life. Yes. The only thing that I do is just do vlogs, and I do a couple of vlogs, but I mostly do cooking. I
Ne.
cook, I cook, I cook, I cook, I cook, I cook. That's
And
all I
that's
do.
how it is, your personal life and all those things, separate them, do
You
the
understand?
job.
Because now, guys, in my own personal capacity, I'm a wild person,
Yeah.
Like I wild out like I'm a 20-year-old
Yes.
kid. I
Yeah.
just love doing that. There was this other time, Kile, somewhere, go Hammanskraal. I was visiting Hammanskraal. So one crack it's very caught.
And
Ne?
MalumFoodie as
Well, sorry. I'm busy shouting, I'm
Yeah.
being rowdy. And then someone was like, I swear, I'm
Kenao.
And they're like, Mara, I'm like, Mara, why, guys? Because now when I
No,
went there,
wow.
I was like, let's cook, guys. Let me teach you how to
Yes.
cook. And then heck is on TikTok. You're expecting me to become the same person.
Yes.
And then once I become the same person, little bored.
True.
2 minutes,
Yeah.
2 minutes.
And it.
Rura. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Rura,
How?
rura. Why don't you want to learn other dimensions of the personalities that I have and see which one you are comfortable with? So that when you bump into the one, it's fun, one, and then you don't like it, I'll be so uncomfortable. There's so many layers to this guy. Let's learn all these layers.
Wow. Obakeng, what can people expect from you?
Okay. There was this other lady from Cedar spotted me. They're like, "Oh, MalumFoodie, I love what you're doing. Have you registered a company?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did register a company, but I'm still trying to professionalize it." And she was like, "You are such a good candidate. Please come. We're gonna admit you into our program." So now I'm professionalizing everything, guys. Like I'm
Wow.
professionalizing everything. Robertsons, if you are watching this,
Listen, tell them,
listen, give me an endorsement. If not, me and you like this. So I'm
Wow.
professionalizing everything, guys, because I feel like the moment I get to professionalize everything, then that's the moment whereby people will get to get my spices, because people have been asking about my spices for quite some time. And it's something, Eloring, it has been on my mind for the longest time. But then because of I wasn't professional enough to understand the business side of everything, then it was like, it's what's Zena. But now Sita was like, you know what, my guy, please come this side. We got you. We're going to teach you all the ways. And even you guys, please knock on Sita's doors and say, Sita, we need a 40 million. They will give it to you for as long as your business is professionalized. It's for every young kid, Wamum Zanzi, or owner a business and then professionalize their business. And then they'll do whatever that they need to do for you guys.
That's so
Please do.
amazing. That's so amazing. I'm
Thank
so
you
happy
so
for you.
much.
You know, you
I'm
are
also
doing
happy for
well.
myself.
Ke batla ya nong ba fa signature because we are done. I need you to do the signature thing. Yeah, how your bye-bye, your what anything. This is the time. This is your time.
Director, can you direct me, please?
Over there.
3, 2, 1, action!
MalumFoodie back again, yet with another segment. Ngwana ko hire more donning experience. We are ruring MalumFoodie's life. Listen, tse ele monate. Bye-bye.
Border. I get my senior. It's just like that. This is the toning experience featuring
MalumFoodie.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Guys, thank you so much.